Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moa, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we are going to have a look at Deanston Virgin Oak. And I know this one was requested a wee while back, so I hope whoever requested it is still around watching. Because yeah, I haven't tried this in a while, so I'm really excited to try it. And this is another one of the samples that I got from the Whiskey Live at Home tasting pack from last year. So Deanston is non-chill filtered, natural colour. It sits at 46.3% ABV. This particular expression is part of their core range. It is unpeated but is primarily also matured in ex-bourbon, but this is also finished in virgin oak. So virgin oak is of course wood that has not really been in contact with spirit before, which makes it different from ex-bourbon, which has of course been used in the bourbon industry before, or seasoned of course. But yeah, excited to try this. Still haven't been to Deanston, and it's one of the ones that are closest to me, so I really want to go at some point soon. But we were actually thinking of going there the other week, but they don't currently do tours, I believe. You can only go there for tastings. So I thought it was a shame that you can really see the distillery, so we opted to go to Glengoyne instead, but I hope to come back to Deanston. But for now, let's have a look on the nose. Something about it makes me think a little bit of wine straight away. Almost like grapes in a way. Like almost like a grape fruitiness, but also that kind of Deanston character that I associate a lot with grain, so like barley or almost hay. And I almost forgot again. It retails around £36, I think, here in the UK. It almost has a note that reminds me of like a dry barn. Not of any kind of animals or anything, but just this kind of barn, so like wood meets hay or barley, and that kind of, I don't know, almost like farmhouse notes, which is quite warm to me because I think I was a lot in like farmhouses and barns when I was little. It makes me feel like quite safe and warm and nostalgic. The wood is definitely there, but in that kind of dry barn-esque way. And now I'm getting less and less of that grape thing that was the first thing I got. But let's have a little taste. Sláinte. On first approach, it has a little bit of a like it's sweet but a little bit spicy, but also quite smooth and feels almost quite golden. Almost has a touch of a metallic note as well, like if you eat whatever you want to eat, like cereal or something, and you have a spoon, and then the kind of taste of the spoon. Yeah, a little bit of that metallic note. A bit of a kind of almost charred, what is it, charred? Because of the slight kind of fruitiness and the sweetness, I want to say something like charred pineapple. It's not overly pineapple-y, but it's that kind of charred, fruity sweetness. A little bit charred on the nose, almost like honey on toast. Has a really different texture. It's quite oily. Something fun is going on with the finish. I'm just trying to sort out my thoughts and feelings about this. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. The finish is a bit like toasted grain, somewhere in between like oats and rye and barley. It has like a little bit of elements of all of those things. The spiciness feels almost like a rye grain spiciness, but it also has a bit of a sweetness and a soft note, and then that kind of farmhousey feel always makes me think of oats for some reason, and oats also has sweetness to it. So yeah, if you do like the influence of grain, if you're a big fan of maybe granola, things like that, this definitely has elements of that, I would say. It's kind of the main thing that I'm getting. Yeah, because the spiciness is more associated with the grain notes rather than being cloves or cinnamon or something like that. More has to do with the wood. A little bit of that kind of drying tannin feel that you can get from red wines. Not overly woody though. It's more grain-esque, but still has a softness and like a creamy note to it. I'm just trying to, like, I'm struggling a little bit to pinpoint things and bind them all together. But the main thing I'm getting is that grain note. I'm also trying to look for the virgin oak, see if it stands out, and see if I can discover what the virgin oak on its own brings. I don't know how long the finishing time is. I can definitely see why so many people like this. And especially if you do prefer those kind of whiskies that are a little bit more grain-esque. Like, it does have a little bit of a touch of a fruitiness, something like grapes or, yeah, maybe pineapple. But it's not overly fruity, and the fruit's definitely just kind of balancing out the grain notes for me. And there's a charred note there that almost is on the verge of feeling slightly peated as well, especially now on the finish. But definitely has that element of the kind of oats, barley, rye characters coming together, which is why if you told me to describe this with one word, I would say grainy. But yeah, quite enjoying it though. And I know a lot of people do that as well, so I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried the Deanston Virgin Oak? My favourite Deanston so far is the Deanston Brandy, and that's just one of the best whiskies I've ever tried. And yeah, it's just delightful. So I obviously like Deanston's character already. There's still a few that I haven't tried that I really want to try, so I'd love your recommendations for any Deanstons, so please put them in the comments here below. And of course, if you have liked this video, I would be thrilled if you'd consider leaving a thumbs up or maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And before we go, I do want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I'm so grateful I have your support. I hope to see you in the next video. Sláinte Skål!